I was talking to somebody the other day and they said something that was just so spot on that it just made me stop and think for a second. And their statement was, we're solving the same problems, but with different technology. And it's so true. Every day we work with customers, we're implementing a technology or augmenting a technology. And in a digital transformation, in some cases, you're creating a whole new set of technologies to support the business objectives. But what hasn't changed is there's still lack of strategic planning. There's still lack of adoption and change management. There's still silos that exist between operating units that prevent a company from really realizing that value. And in a McKinsey study, the two top issues that people called out for digital transformation challenges, one was complex architecture and siloed behavior, and the other was resource talent. So those things are really contributing to the challenges people are seeing with digital transformation. Now, when we talk about this and we think about technology and how it's evolved, I was telling somebody a story like in the banking industry in the early 90s or late 90s, I don't want to age myself that much, we used jet forms. It was an electronic form you send via email, and it was revolutionary. It saved so much time, so much effort. And fast forward now to AI, where we're talking about agents doing entire pieces of your business that you don't even need a human. But what does that really mean? What do we have to do in order to be successful in those transformations? And the technology has evolved, but we as humans still address the problem the same way. We always look for the technology to solve the business problem. And it's not going to. Technology, technology is an enabler to help you realize the efficiencies through the business process. So, what we always recommend clients do first is look at your business process, figure out where there's inefficiencies and where people are doing things that shouldn't be done by a human. Now, part of this is if you think about your business over the course of time, you have let your employees figure out workarounds to what you think your business process is. And what I mean by that is at times the technology didn't exist, or the technology wasn't robust enough, or you grew too fast, or something changed in your business. And so instead of people being able to get the technology they need or change the process, what they did was find a workaround, build a spreadsheet, download a file, and those things aren't understood and they're not documented anywhere. So when you go to automate those things, unless you have a documented business process or unless you have a conversation with those people, you don't know that exists and you're going to be solving for the wrong problem because you may not solve for that use case and you'll still have that inefficiency within your business. So, the statement of new technology, same problems is true in the fact that there is always an approach to looking at digital transformation or looking how you change your business. And it usually starts with understanding your employees and understanding the job they actually do than the job you think they do. So hopefully you all have a good weekend. We'll be talking about this topic and many more. So talk to you soon.